All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a real heavyweight bout in the AI world. Google's Gemini DeepThink going head-to-head with OpenAI's GPT-5 thinking. But here's the thing, this isn't just about who's smarter. Nope, it's about two totally different ideas, two competing philosophies on how an AI should tackle the really tough problems. So, that really brings us to the core question, the big idea behind this whole showdown. When your AI needs to kick it into high gear and really think, should you be in control? Should you be the one flipping the switch, like a pilot? Or are you more comfortable being the passenger in a super smart car that just knows when to hit the gas all by itself? Okay, first up, control versus automation. This really gets to the heart of it. We're talking about two competing philosophies for deep AI reasoning. So here's the breakdown, and it's super clear. On one side, you've got Gemini with its explicit control. This means you decide. You're the one who says, okay, AI, now's the time to engage your deepest reasoning. It's a manual override. On the other hand, there's GPT-5's automatic routing. With this, the AI looks at your prompt, analyzes it, and basically decides for itself, this looks tricky. I'm going to need to think harder. It's completely hands-off for you. All right, section 2, the toggle versus the router. So how does each system actually activate this deeper thinking? Let's get into the nitty-gritty. So with Gemini's DeepThink toggle, it's a very deliberate act. You've got a hard prompt, something really complex. You physically, virtually, flip that DeepThink switch. And what happens next is pretty cool. The AI literally explores multiple solution paths all at once in parallel. It's like it's creating a bunch of mini brains to tackle the problem from different angles and then brings the best ideas together. You were explicitly telling it, this one's a big deal. I need you to go wide and deep on this. Now contrast that with GPT-5's thinking router. It's the complete opposite experience. You have a hard prompt, you send it in, and that's it. You don't do anything else. Behind the scenes, the AI's internal router is analyzing the complexity. If it sniffs out a difficult task, it just automatically escalates itself to a thinking or pro mode. You might not even know it's happening. It's designed to be completely seamless. It just works. Okay, section 3, the core battlegrounds. So all this talk about philosophy is great, but how does it translate into raw power and performance? Let's look at the specs. First up, Gemini's headline feature is just wow. 1 million tokens. The input context is absolutely massive. To give you some perspective, that's like feeding it a whole library of books, dozens and dozens of huge PDFs, or an entire complex code base, all at once and saying, okay, figure this out. It's a game changer for large-scale analysis. And when you put them side by side, you can really see Gemini's strategy. Its input context, like we said, is huge at 1 million tokens, way more than GPT-5's Pro's 400,000. Same with output size. But the real kicker is multimodality. Gemini is native with text, video, and audio. It's not just looking at frames of a video, it's understanding the whole thing. GPT-5 is amazing with text, images, and code, but Gemini is built from the ground up for these multimedia monsters. But then you look at GPT-5's performance, and it's just staggering. I mean, look at this, 94.6% on the Amy 2025 math benchmark. This is an incredibly difficult math competition, the kind of thing that stumps brilliant humans. And GPT-5 got this score without using any tools, like a calculator or code interpreter. That is just raw, powerful reasoning. And when you look at a wider range of benchmarks, a really interesting pattern starts to emerge. See, Gemini tends to win in things like competitive coding, especially on creative, open-ended challenges like live code bench. But then you look at GPT-5 Pro and its thinking mode, and it just crushes the structured academic benchmarks. We're talking software engineering with SWE-bench, PhD-level reasoning with GPQA Diamond, and that crazy Amy math score. So creative and broad versus structured and deep. You see the pattern? Okay, section 4, workflows in the wild. Benchmarks are great, but what does this all mean for actual professionals doing their jobs? Because how people are using these tools, it's really different. This is where it gets really fascinating. Look at software engineers. The ones using Gemini have developed this whole 3-pass workflow. They get a first draft, then they intentionally use deepthink to get a really harsh, deep critique, and then they merge the best ideas back in. It's a process. GPT-5 engineers, they just code. They rely on the AI to automatically step in and provide a boost when they hit a wall. Same for researchers. Got a mountain of raw lab notebooks to sift through? That million-token window makes Gemini the obvious choice. But for quick, everyday literature searches, GPT-5 is the fast, reliable default bot. It's all about the right tool for the job. And this quote from a user really it hits the nail on the head. Gemini delivers insight density, an idea generator. GPT-5 offers tool reliability for stable, repeatable tasks. I mean, that says it all, right? Are you looking for a spark, that aha moment, that insight density? Or do you need a rock-solid, dependable tool that just works every single time? That's the choice. All right, section 5, the cost of thinking. Because, of course, all this incredible brain power comes at a price. And guess what? The pricing models also tell the same story. So take a look at this. The pricing totally reflects the philosophy. With Gemini Advanced, for $20 a month, you only get 5 deep think requests per day. They're treating it like a precious, limited resource that you save for your absolute hardest problems. But look at GPT-5 Plus. For $30, the router decides when to use its deeper thinking, and there's no cap. It's just baked into the experience, meant to be used freely. The limits only really kick in at that high-end pro tier. Okay, last section, which thinker is for you? Let's bring this all home and figure out how you can make the right choice for your needs. So, you should choose Gemini DeepThink if you want that explicit control. If you want to be the pilot, it's the right call when you're dealing with massive amounts of information, especially complex stuff like video and audio files. And it's perfect if your goal is parallel ideation, getting lots of creative, open-ended ideas all at once. Basically, if you're chasing that insight density, Gemini is your tool. On the flip side, you're going to want to go with GPT-5 Pro or its thinking mode if you want that automatic, fuss-free experience. If you just want the AI to handle the hard stuff without you having to think about it. It's absolutely best in class for things like software engineering and using tools. It's all about predictable performance and creating reliable, repeatable workflows. If you need that tool reliability, GPT-5 is your answer. So in the end, the question isn't just about which AI is smarter, because that's kind of the wrong way to look at it. The real question is about you. What kind of thinking partner do you actually need? Do you want a creative collaborator that you direct, one that you steer? Or do you want a hyper-competent assistant that just anticipates what you need and gets it done? The answer to that question, that's how you'll know which one is right for you.